All right, you guys know as usual, we not gonna waste no time. First off, shout out to Poor Man's Podcast. That is Poor Man's Podcast. If you guys aren't subscribed over there, I need you to get over there and subscribe. Very good brother, one of our Olympic nationals on the rugby team. Solid brother, married, gives great information, great empowerment for men. So if you guys aren't over there, get on over to the Poor Man's Podcast. You guys get over there, make sure you subscribe. But he had a great video that had a couple in it that I gotta react to. You guys have to see this. You guys have to hear this. Like, subscribe, comment.
You got derision, you got anger, you got a jealous woman chasing you around, and an STD. She doesn't appreciate you, sir. She's got you babysitting her kids while she's going out all night. She's wondering why you can't be more of a father to the children she created with other men. Yeah. She wants to know why she can't get more of your money when she's got a couple of child support checks coming in. You see what I'm telling you?
I see it.
Well, ain't nothing free, Your Honor. He's not finna just be with me just because,
Mr. Nevins, did you understand what I'm telling you? I'm not talking to her because I don't think she could hear me. I'm talking to somebody who I think can hear me. Can you hear me? Am I saying anything that your family's ever told you?
Yeah, they tell me that every time I see them.
I don't know them, they don't know me, but we're both telling you the same thing. What does that tell you?
You have to do your best to stay out of those kind of situations. That man looked defeated. He looked defeated. He let somebody take the manliness from him. He let somebody take that drive from him. He allowed somebody to get him into such a dark, sunken place that it seemed like he gave up on himself, like he didn't even care to empower himself or better himself or anything. Never let any woman, any man, any human get you to a point where you're that defeated, where you feel like there's no other recourse, where you think that there's nothing else you can do. That's no way for a man to live. That's the reason that the depression rate amongst men are so high right now, because they're being degraded over doing well. Doing well. 45,000 isn't good enough. I need a $200,000 engagement ring. I can't mess with a blue collar guy making. And what do you think this does to the men? What do you think that does to the men? It makes all the men think they're not good enough. So since they think they're not good enough, they start to do bare minimum. When they start to do bare minimum, the world suffers bare minimum results. This world was not built off men doing the bare minimum. This world was built off of men who were appreciated, and because they were appreciated, they went out there and worked harder. Men, go where you are appreciated. This ain't even no game about no women or nothing. This is about anybody you around. If you got a negative friend around you that every time that you talk about something, he brings up the negative, get him out your circle. If every time you want to do something, he'll tell you everything that's going to go wrong with the situation, never give you any positive, get him away from you. If there's a woman around you doing that, get her away from you. If it's your mama, get her away from you. If it's your daddy, get him away from you. That's the only way you're going to be able to make it to a point where you enjoy the life that you're living.
It's okay to be a man.
It's not okay. It's necessary. What the hell are we going to do without men? You look around the city here, you see all these buildings go up. These men, they're doing impossible things. They're under the streets, working on the sewers. They're up on the power lines in the storms and the rain. They're keeping this impossible infrastructure functioning, this thing that works in a miraculous manner. They work themselves to death. And often, literally, the gratitude for that is sorely lacking, especially among the people who should be most grateful. You see university professors, especially of the social justice bent, they take everything they have for granted, failing to understand entirely that there's a massive infrastructure of unbelievably hardworking, solidly laboring, working-class men breaking themselves in half on a regular basis, making sure that everything that always breaks works.
And that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. That's what you guys need to focus on. That's what you guys need to pay attention to. Look at the hard-working men out here that keep this going. You need to become one of those men. I need you to do everything in your power to become one of those men, because it gives you that purpose. It gives you that drive. Men derive their drive. They derive their happiness from what they're able to provide for the community that's around them. Some men think bigger, where they want to provide for the entire world. Those are the guys that are coming up with the tech inventions. Those are the guys that are coming up with ways to make life simpler. Those are the guys that's coming up with all the inventions. The guys that are thinking globally. But even the guys who are thinking just in their local place, I need you to keep that hunger. I need you to keep that same amount of drive as those guys. Even when society forgets about you. Even when you think the whole world doesn't care about what you do. And something else I need you people to do is, when you start seeing your garbage guys in the morning and you see them coming to pick the garbage up, stop and say thank you. Stop and say thank you. Like, how hard is it to start thanking the men around for the life that we're able to live? That you don't have sewage all over the place. You understand there's somebody down there doing that. When your electricity gets messed up, when a lightning bolt hits an electricity line, the guys who hooked up the electricity line that risked their lives. Some of them have lost their lives. We need to do a better job at appreciating these kind of men, because the more appreciation that they see, the more the young boys will aspire to be just like them. The more the young boys have that aspiration, the more drive that they have, the more focused that they will be, the less nonsense we will have. We got nonsense because we got bored young men that have nothing to do. They see no hope. They see no thank yous. They see no appreciation. All they hear is how bad men are. All they hear is how men don't do nothing and how women can make their own money and you're no longer needed. And unless you're 6'30" and make $500 bazillion a year, then you're not worth anything. But what about the guys who keep this going? We're talking about the guys who clean the streets. We're talking about the guys who cut the grass at the park for you to have fun with your children. We're talking about the guys who water the plants around the city to make sure that your city is nice and beautiful. The guys who are building the stores that you love to frequent and shop at. The guys who built the shelves that the foods are stocked with. Those guys. The guys out in the garden picking the strawberries so you and your kids can enjoy them. The guy who grew the strawberries so your kids can enjoy them. If they don't see any appreciation, we won't have those kind of men no more. And when we don't have those kind of men no more, now the complaints start. I can't find a strong man. I can't find a man who's ambitious. I can't find... Because you never thank those men. You never care about those men. You never pay those men any mind. You never. You'd see that guy dirty with all of his taping material all over him. You turn your nose up. He ain't got no Ferrari. You turn your nose up. Yet he is the reason that the world goes round. You got a problem at your house. That's the guy you need. Because you don't know how to do it. So the moment we start to appreciate the young men a little bit more and give them something to aspire to be, that's the moment that this whole shit will turn around. But we gonna keep them coming. Like, subscribe, comment. You already know.